back of. All right, so we're switching sides here. Timmy switches over to Wizard on the runner's side, and Stjepan switches to Hospiroid, engineering the future. Of course, at Hospiroid, which we are seeing a lot of in the tournament today, there are 74 ETF decks, as far as we can tell from the numbers that have come in. Of course, those aren't quite final yet. We'll have full statistics after Worlds, including the highest placed in each faction, highest placed in each identity, so on. More specifics about some of the kind of less common identities that are being run. Those are always of interest to people. I did the numbers after Nationals. It's kind of interesting to see like where the highest placed Geist was, or where the highest placed Professor was. Quite low, but I'm glad somebody gave it a try. So I think they're just shuffling, getting their token up and running. Sorry, I gotta pass these deck lists over to the guys in the media team so they can update the information over there. But so that was an interesting one there.
Yeah,
I think that Stjepan's economy, his draw economy, just did not come together in the noise fashion. You know, if he could have just been constantly drawing new viruses, installing new viruses, mill, preventing the score out of hand, could have been in a much better spot. Not that he was in a bad spot at all, actually. But
yeah, I'll be interested to see the next one. We'll have Wizard going up against Engineering the Future, which that was the same sort of thing that happened in round 4. Yeah. Except we'll have 2 different people playing them, and we'll see how their decks are a little bit different, and see how the matchup goes this time.
Wizard's kind of common in the tournament. The most common Anarchs in the field are Noise at 56, roughly, and Valencia at 39. So I think he's taking a chance with Wizard, but I think Wizard is sort of the play against these horizontal decks.
Absolutely. Like considering like how few Wizard decks are going into this tournament, and I'm surprised to see how many of them are actually doing very well.
Oh yeah,
and like some of our best, the best players are playing them and winning consistently with them. So.
Yeah, absolutely. If we didn't mention at the top there, Stjepan comes into this round with 7-1, as does Timmy. So these guys are doing very well with their decks so far. So, but as it happens, right, when you play at the top tables, you play other top players. All right, here we go.
Some money. We've got a Yogg.
Daily casts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we've got the that sports team thing. Sponsorship.
Team sponsorship is a really interesting card in HB. It's a very cool card in these horizontal NEH decks, but at home in Hospiroid, it's still a fine card because you can score your Astro script, dump a bunch of stuff out of out of the top of your deck. I mean, if they're ice, they get installed. If they're not, they get thrown in the bin. But with team sponsorship, you can rescue them, throw them back out on the field. Go Outlaws! So it looks like Timmy did not like his opening hand, so he's took the mulligan and is reshuffling his deck, and is also putting on a jacket despite the intense heating here. I think he wasn't feeling well over the course of the tournament, but I got to say, he's playing remarkably well for a guy that's playing under a head cold. A lot of background noise, can't tell what they're saying to each other, but looks friendly. Looks like everybody's still having a good time. And that's what we want to see here at World Championships. Just want to make sure that everybody who comes has a great time, that they get the hardcore competition that they want, and still manage to walk away from every table just friends with everybody they played with. Learn something new, had some good games.
They're talking about swimming.
They're talking about the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Hot tub at the Radisson.
That's right.
You could do it. Yeah, last year coming here was way cold. There was like a blizzard.
That's true. It is a lot warmer this year than it was last year.
Yeah, we have no snow as of yet. We only had a little bit of rain, so yeah.
It's in the 40s. It's beautiful out.
Of course, we say that as people who live here in Minnesota. I'm sure that to Timmy Wong here from Southern California, it's out of his day-to-day life for this time of year, I'm sure. All right, there we go. So Timmy is compelled to keep this one.
Well, hopefully it's an improvement over his last draw. Last draw was all right, but I wouldn't say that it was, incredibly impressive. Like I wouldn't have wanted to keep that draw either.
Yep.
Just a little bit of economy, nothing too impressive in terms of actually, doing what needs to be done when it comes to Wizard and trashing things. And
so Stjepan opens with the classic Ice Hedge Fund.
oh, okay. Here's something different. You got Kadi for cash.
Yep. Oh, and we have a career fair to go ahead and install that Kadi for free.
And in case any damage comes his way, we've got I've had worse.
I don't know that he necessarily expects a lot of damage out of an HB deck.
Hence
so he just
using it right off the bat.
Oh, but look at that. Draws right into money.
Yes. You could just... We're going to play both of those, correct?
No, he spent a credit to play the I've Had Worse. So the question is, does he want to spend a click to gain a credit to play the Sure Gambles? Nope. Instead, he plays Miss Jones, charges her up, stalls a clone ship. Yeah,
right.
He'll come back for those Sure Gambles later.
Absolutely. Once Kadi gets all built up, then we can just Sure Gamble all day long.
Yeah, but looking at Timmy's hand there, he's going to be okay for money. But the question is, can he beat the HB money race? I mean, as we saw in the last match on the stream, Dan Dargenio also playing Engineering the Future and was always ahead on money.
Yeah,
I mean,
Daryl just couldn't keep up in that last match.
Yeah, I mean, even when Dan dropped down to 0 credits on the account siphon, he came right back.
That's right. Well, let's see if this Wizard has better luck against Engineering the Future.
Yeah, I do wonder, is right now all we're seeing is Timmy's economy, but are we looking for anything in particular here? Let's see here. Atman, Corroder, Fem. Yeah, just looking for accesses. This is just a Wizard deck that's going to install icebreakers, going to break through ice, get accesses, trash assets when they come, trash upgrades when they come. Interesting. Spreading out the servers. I think he just wants to install some stuff and just kind of force some face checking.
He's got plenty of cash.
Yep. But he does also have a lot of ice he needs to res, so if he wants to protect everything, he's going to have to pay for it. And against an Anarch, I don't know that he wants to leave anything too open. I mean, against this particular Anarch, right, against Wizard, if he leaves HQ open, he's going to get those assets trashed out of his hand, or he's going to lose that agenda that he's holding. If he leaves R&D open, he's leaving himself open to a medium run. So Timmy is not betting on Turing in the remote server there. At least he spent his first click on Inject instead.
Got a
Plays Street Peddler. Good draw card. Seeing liberated accounts and Turntable and David. So any of those cards are good to play just off the cuff, but it's kind of a bummer that when you play the one, you lose the other two. But he does have the clone chip in play. He does have another clone chip in hand. So if he loses the David to the Street Peddler, he can play it back when he needs it.
That's right.
Doesn't look like he's too concerned about money either. He's just charging up Miss Jones.
Yep. Waiting for that big run.
Yeah, waiting for an opportunity. Yep.
That could be a good opportunity if he can get through there right off the bat.
Well, let's see here. Stjepan has 15 credits, so Timmy could make a run to deny Stjepan some more credits, but I think the pressure is on for him to try to hit that new server.
Ooh, there we go.
Because as we just saw, he just installed the accelerated beta test and the team sponsorship. So I think he's hoping to score that out, and if he loses anything, then team sponsorship is going to throw it back into play. All right, Timmy's looking at a Street Peddler, sees the David, so he must think, if that's a Turing, then I can get through it.
I always like these matches where it's pretty tense. Like, you don't necessarily know what you're going up against either way. Like, surprises could pop out of the runner at any second. Like, each one of these pieces of ice is completely complete mystery, and you just kind of got to just sort of, every once in a while, you sort of have to take a risk.
Yeah.
It makes for some exciting games.
Yeah. Do love to see face checking. All right, so he spends his Wizard credits to trash the team sponsorship. It's a good choice because if indeed Stjepan tries to score out that ABT, he could just end up throwing away good stuff.
I'm taking the money off Kadi.
Yeah, well, he's got to get back into play. He just spent all his money trashing that team sponsorship. He did only have the one real credit.
True.
Deliberating.
Going for the run.
He's going to run it. Sees the wraparound. He could pop the David if he wanted to. Is it worth it, especially since he spent his wizard credits?
You may not want to. I mean, it's always something you could come back for later.
Yeah, looks like he's going to come back for it later. Plays a sure gamble.
Yep.
All right, so now they're more or less tied on money. Stjepan gets a little bit more out of Adonis. Oh, there we go. So we have 14 to 18. But as always, the wizard credits. Nope, scores out the ABT. I think he couldn't take the risk. I think that Stjepan had to expect something's underneath that Street Peddler. And he did not fire it, which is a good choice on his part. Without the team sponsorship, it's taken a massive risk. So
huge risk.
But that's okay. It puts him up 2-0 against Timmy.
Wizard's all charged up for another round. Plenty of cash behind him.
Yep.
Let's see where he goes.
He injects. What's he looking for? Well, it's more economy and test runs. So test run will let him look for whatever card he needs.
Love that test run.
Yeah. I should say not quite card, program. It's for the deck that Timmy is playing, I imagine that he is going to try to look for an icebreaker. Career Fair is the daily cast, which is a great discount. Get daily cast for free, which means that he's got 8 credits coming off that daily casts.
Oh, there it is.
All right, so he throws the David into play. Slight discount for the Street Peddler. Throws away the turntable and the liberated accounts. And runs the wraparound, trashes down his campaign with his wizard credits. So
nice and easy.
So now, even though Stjepan has a little bit more money, I think that Timmy is a little better place economically, because now he has charged up his Katie Jones, got the daily cast in play, so that'll be dripping out 2 credits a turn for the next 4 turns. Plenty of money on Timmy's side. So.
Yeah, and wraparound is going to be something he can easily break through time and time again. I mean, even if David goes away, like, he can always bring it back with the clone chips if he needs to.
Indeed. So it looks like Stjepan is holding 2 Architects, which is a card designed by 2012 Android Netrunner World Champion Jeremy Zwern. It's got to be really gratifying to be a world champion, to see your card played pretty much everywhere.
Oh, and that's a great card, too.
As of yet, Jeremy's champion card is the only one that has come out, but you know, the good news is that Jens Eriksson and Dan Dargenio's cards will be coming out very soon. We're going to see some more champion cards and some more people that you might know whose faces are right on them. All right, so installs a card into the remote server behind the wraparound. Wraparound presents no threat because of the David, but Timmy does not know what that ice in front is. He's going to run it, which means that Stjepan is going to. He's going to have a look. Going to have a look first before he decides. All right, so he reses the Architect, so that means both Architect subroutines are going to fire. He's going to look at the top 5 cards of R&D and install one at no cost, and then install a card from Archives or HQ, paying the cost. But he's got some good stuff in Archives, so he may just play those out for free.
Team sponsorship there too.
Ooh, very good choice, but I think, given the money situation, he might just go for ice, just because it would save him some money.
Sure would.
Yep. Throws the Eli over R&D.
Okay, Eli.
Protect home. And he's taking a look. Sees the next agenda he's got is quite a long time away, so he's doing okay. But he doesn't want to see any medium. He doesn't want to encourage any medium runs. And he installs the
Adonis campaign.
Adonis campaign, yep. Trying to get his money back in there. Oh,
and there's Eve.
So Timmy spends a David token to look at an Eve campaign, which is kind of a bummer for him, because that's a token gone. I mean, he does spend 2 real credits and his 3 wizard credits getting rid of it, which is the right play, but kind of a bummer losing out on the David token for nothing much to gain.
Yeah, but I'd still argue that at this point it's probably all right to like take a chance and go for those, just in case their agendas. When you've got so many ways to bring it back if you really need it.
It's true. He is holding the test run in hand. He has the clone chips, so.
Yeah, he's at a point where he can get pretty much anything he needs right now.
So the pressure is on Stjepan. All right, runs HQ, trashes the Cyberdex virus suite. And that is an empty hand on Stjepan's part, I believe.
Oh, wow.
But Stjepan just was the beneficiary of a successful architect run, or unsuccessful architect run on Timmy's side, I suppose. So he knows what his next couple of cards are, so he doesn't have to worry too much about, you know, Timmy just hitting his hand and hitting an ABT right out of it. I think Stjepan missed his window for rezzing the Adonis campaign.
And looks like we'll be allowing it.
Nope, maybe not.
Nope.
I guess it's sort of simultaneous beginning of the turn effects.
Sure.
Or at least that's how it's being rolled. Doesn't change the game too much. And I think that Timmy had to have expected it anyway. He saw it go back into play. So I see another team sponsorship. I see a Chrysium grid. And we see an Enigma. So putting that over HQ. It's an interesting choice over HQ, though. I think he's just, you know, protecting the centrals just in case of the hardcore hammering that this kind of wizard deck might give it. But
well, you just never know. I mean, there's so many tricks and stuff that you can pull by running on HQ.
Yeah, and Timmy gets another Architect to the face. So I think the worst part about Architect for the runner is that the Corp gets to see 5 new cards. Oh, and we see the Super Friends right away. So as you can see, we have Caprice Nice and we have Ash, and he installs Caprice Nice where? In the new server? No, in the Adonis campaign server. Ah, I see, because he may not res that next piece of ice. Instead, he might just leave the Caprice.
I like that term, Super Friends. I like it a lot.
Well, they are a Corp's best friend, resed in the scoring server because it's so much time and effort to get in. And they're real defenders of agendas. And Stjepan installs the Eve campaign. All right.
Does not res.
But he does res Caprice, so we're going to see a side game here.
I do love the side games.
I always second guess myself. Yep, okay, so he bids 0. Timmy bids 1. And that keeps him out of the server. Has to leave the Adonis campaign alone. But again, those are servers that he's not going to want to run anytime soon again, not until he gets something to deal with the Architect, because that kind of information and that kind of install capability just given away for free is a real bummer for the runner.
Yeah.
All right. It's the Enigma. It's hard run ender and loses the click.
Ouch.
But Stjepan is only down to 3 credits now, 3 real credits. I mean, he has some money coming from his Adonis campaign, but it's not a lot of money, so he's got to make some choices on R&D. And I don't think we saw what the first piece of ice he installed on R&D was. That was kind of quickly on the first turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that one is. All right.
Puts the Parasite on the Enigma. Why break subroutines when you can just trash ice? Am I right, Anarchs? Am I right? All right, pulls that NAPD contract he's been seeing for a while. Does he attempt to score it? I doubt it.
You probably want to wait till you get your money off of that Adonis campaign, especially when things are a little light.
Or just find a better agenda to score, right? I mean, I'm sure that he would much rather score an ABT and just throw more ice out there. As we just saw, he installed Ash in the Adonis campaign server, so I think he's definitely going to keep that money. I mean, Timmy would have to get, would have to get in there past the side game, and then once past the side game into the Ash trace. And even then, merely to trash an Adonis campaign with 6 credits on it? I don't know. No, I think Stjepan is keeping that. Aha, there's the Eli, which means that Timmy can choose to click through. I don't think he will, though. Just enough to know. Just face checking. Draws a card, sees another daily casts, and he's holding a career fair. Could put some more money in play. But money doesn't seem to be the issue right now. The issue right now is accesses. And giving away a lot of stuff on those archives. Sorry, architects.
Well, he could have one more architect in there, which he could put on archives. An archives architect.
What we're seeing in Stjepan's hand, we're seeing an Ichi. And we're seeing, what's the other piece of ice there? Another Eli.
Another Eli, yeah.
Yeah, so Stjepan is doing pretty well. Like, he is not in the situation where he's immediately agenda flooded with non-run ending ice. No, indeed, he is. His stuff is just boiling right up to the top, and the agendas will come when he is good and iced up. Puts the Crisium Grid over HQ. It's a pretty good choice, considering that there could be a account siphon coming, although...
So a Crisium Grid, explain what that one does one more time.
Crisium Grid is if a run is successful on that server, it means that it doesn't count as successful or unsuccessful.
Excellent, yeah. So that's the perfect sort of defense against something like an account siphon.
Or
really
a leg
work.
day.
Oh, yeah, you name it.
No, it is a great counter, a great card to see in pretty much any Corp deck. But unfortunately, it's it's 5 to trash, but against a Wizard deck, it's really only 2 real credits to trash, assuming you have all your Wizard credits handy. So, oh yeah, no, he wants to look at it, and he's going to leave it alone. He's just going to look at the hand. Pulls the NAPD,
and pays for it, and there he goes.
I don't think Stjepan is too concerned about that. I mean, score is only 2 to 2, and to pay for that. Spends his Wizard credits though to trash the team sponsorship.
Good choice. Cotty Jones getting pretty rich over there.
Yep. Adonis campaign out, Eve campaign in.
One campaign after another. They just keep on cycling.
Oh, there is another redundant copy of Ash, which is nice.
Yeah, I can't wait. Once it's finally actually trashed, then another one's just going to step in and take its place.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
But again, he's going to have to get past the Psy game from Caprice Nice before he even gets to the Ash. So
absolutely, that is one tough server.
Yep. So knowing that the scoring server is going to get very hard to get into, do you think Timmy goes for the centrals? Just finds his rig and just.
Well, Stjepan, I think, is anticipating that. He's icing up HQ, and I'm sure he'll probably want to start doing that to R&D at some point also.
Yeah, another Enigma loses the click.
Oh, those Enigmas.
Great piece of ice. Great value. I mean, it's essentially a trap and a piece of face check ice. The trap is lose a click. But Timmy did put out a Street Peddler.
There's an Atman on there. Yeah.
But Stjepan has a lot of different strength ice, so it's hard to know where to set the Atman. Do you set it to 3 to get past the Architects? Do you set it to 4 to get past Eli? Yes,
the Architects might not be a bad way to go, because then you can just use David on, say, like the wraparound. Or I don't know. I guess what we'd want to do is see what the piece of ice behind the Architect on the first remote server is.
I don't know.
Once you get an idea of that, then that could really help inform the decision.
Yeah, well, I think as long as Stjepan has Caprice Nice in there with the Ash, he's not in any rush to res that ice. That server is protected well enough without the ice. We see a new server, though, created by Stjepan. I believe he threw the Turing out there, which, as we saw in the last game, is a great piece of ice over the remote server, immune to AIs, so Atman is no help. Or Faust. This is the other very common AI breaker being used right now.
Yeah, we've seen it floating around in the last Anarch deck with Valencia or whatever. It was in there, but never actually made it to the table.
It's true.
But of course, for that one, it didn't need to be at the table.
No, I think
just cycling through all of R&D just so fast.
In that case, I think that the actually accessing servers was a secondary win condition. The primary win condition was the trashing. Sorry, it was the milling there. So we see Stjepan pull Breaker Bay Grid, which is a great piece of economy for the HB, because he's going to go ahead and put the Eve campaign in there, and Breaker Bay Grid lowers the res cost of assets in the server by 5, so that Eve campaign is free.
Yep, and then
installs another piece of ice, trashes the
Eli
Enigma.
taking a place of the Enigma.
Just brutal taxing ice. I mean, that's the way you want to see it go as the corp. You want to see your face check ice, your gear check ice go out first, and then your taxing ice go out next. Because generally the taxing ice is more expensive, although in the case of Eli, very affordable taxing ice. Yeah, so he puts out Atman.
Let's see how many counters go on that.
I think he goes to 4. I think he gets past the Eli. Yep.
Yep, there it is. Yep, there it is.
So
it'll make Eli breeze.
I mean, he knows that there are two Elis in play already, so
opens up avenues right to HQ and to R&D, making it a lot easier. So and he's in, and he gets to look at a Turing.
Is that another Turing? No, he just trashes it, obviously.
Why not? We haven't seen any agendas for a while.
No, indeed. Stjepan his deck is smiling on him. Is not just spitting out the agendas; it's holding them back, waiting until he's good and ready, and he's getting there. I would say he is pretty much already there. Given Timmy's rig situation, given how rock solid that scoring server looks, Timmy sees the Breaker Bay Grid and the Eve campaign. He's deciding, does he trash him? Plenty of money. Wouldn't impact him that much if he did. Yep, he does it. Runs HQ again.
Well, let's see. Stjepan's only got, it looks like 5 credits remaining right now. So now is probably a good time to start making some runs.
Sees the Turing again. I wonder then what does on that remote server. I think we missed it when it went into play. Didn't res it though, so.
And he didn't use the imp on it either.
I know you had already used the imp this round. So.
Oh, it's once a round.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Oh, look at that! There is an agenda, and I think
there it is.
We can
probably expect to see that go down pretty soon.
Yep. Puts it in the Super Friends server.
Super Friends, you gotta expect an agenda in there.
Although Timmy has plenty of money right now, so he could easily beat an Ash Trace if he wants to take the risk on the Architect. He could go at the side game multiple times. I don't think he will though. I don't think he wants to give away a free install. Nope. He plays the test run
to get what he needs to break through the Architect.
Which means he's looking for the Mimic. Yep.
There it is.
Yep, that is the correct play. So runs the server, which means that it's only going to cost him 2 credits to get past the Architect.
And then will there be a res? Yep,
Sees
there
the
it is.
Turing.
There's the Turing.
Fortunately, the Turing is at 5 strength. Spends the David token. Unfortunately, that was the last David token, so that means he's still going to have to get past the side game, then the Ash Trace. But if he can get past the side game, then I think he's got this one. Because Stjepan can only put 2 credits into the trace, and Ash is only trace 4. Here comes.
Oh boy.
1 kept him out, and unfortunately the David is all tapped out. So
we're gonna need to get an Aesops in here or something. Some way to trash that thing.
Yeah, he's only got the
install over it though.
Yeah, he's only got the Yogg to deal with code gates though. So Turing, well, it does have the Does have the one subroutine end the run unless the runner spends 3 clicks. So the runner could just run on their first click.
And that would be fine.
Yeah.
Just put it to the side game every turn.
Yep. But unfortunately, yeah, that server is very well defended. Unfortunately for Timmy, I should say. Very fortunate for Stjepan. He's just about to get back into the lead.
Oh, he's going to score it.
Scores it. No team sponsorship this time. He is not going to fire it.
Absolutely.
No, does not want to take the risk over an open archive. So he's just going to be satisfied to take the lead for 2. Timmy injects. What's he digging for? Well,
there's the Yogg.
Those get thrown away, though, by the inject, but he does get a little bit of money, gets a little bit of draw.
Well, if he really needs it back, he still has that clone chip.
It's true. But the only code gate we've seen so far in play, I should say, the Enigma had been in play, has gone away with Parasite. So the remaining code gate is the 5-strength code gate, out of range of Yogg, is the Turing. Good stuff in hand, but yeah, that scoring server is looking pretty rough right now. Dumps the liberated accounts. Doesn't want to pay for it. Doesn't want to spend his career fare on it.
I'm just taking some credits.
Yep. I think he's just trying to make sure that he can res his central server ice, because that Atman will just walk through those Elis.
Yep.
I think that Stjepan does not want to risk a medium run. So David back into the heap there,
which means it's once again viable.
Yeah. Funny thing, like goes to the heap and just hit it with the clone chip to recharge. Decisions. Stjepan counting up his money. He has 13 credits to Timmy's 5. Ooh. So right now, Stjepan is once again winning the money race and the agenda race. But this is Netrunner. Things could swing. Cashes in Miss Jones. Goes up to 8 credits. What is he looking for?
That clicked for the clone chip.
Okay.
And David's back.
Yeah, and David is back, and taking his chances on the scoring server. I think he doesn't know that it's an Ash in there. Yep, there's the Ash. Trace is 4, so Timmy's only got 2 credits, which means once again capped out.
Won't be able to.
Does trash it though with his wizard credits.
It's a good play. I mean,
no, absolutely.
You have to get rid of it.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it if you can. Already we've seen the other Ash trashed out of Stjepan's hands. So the only thing protecting that server now is Caprice. Is now. Ooh. Or did he have 2 Ashes in the server? Could be that he had 2 Ashes in the server. I don't think we saw him install it. It's hard to see every little move they make, but
we'll find out as soon as it gets run against.
Which I think he's going to do sometime very soon, because if he just keeps banging away at Caprice, eventually he's going to get through. Maybe. Well, he could just miss the side game every time.
Oh, okay. So it's an Adonis campaign.
It's a very well protected Adonis campaign.
Oh my, yes.
But Stjepan can take his time. He's just holding an NAPD contract in hand, and even if Timmy hits it,
he can wait till he has all the money off of there and then install it, or maybe even get another Ash drawn to something like that.
Installing Heimdall 2 over R&D, is that correct?
I did not catch what was installed there, but hey, that's a big scary piece of ice.
Yeah. Either way, shoring up his central defenses. I mean, Stjepan has to know that if he's not seeing his agendas in hand, they're in R&D. So, does not want to risk just losing one right off the top to a run on an Eli. No, indeed, he's going to make Timmy pay for it. Pay for it wherever he goes.
Yeah, there's pretty much no
it is.
easy runs for the runner at this point.
Not a one. Well, that is to say, he does have one easy run to make.
Ooh,
he could
lots of agendas in HQ.
He could run at the wraparound and the architect server, but I don't think that he's going to. I think that one is pretty much a dead server. I don't think Stjepan is going to bother going back in there. I think it just existed to bait some runs.
You know, the thing that's nice Stjepan's got going is for him, he's got all these servers, and they're all sort of constructed in very different ways, you know, with exception for maybe architect over each one that's been really important. So, you know, so when you have something that can get through one real easily, well, then time to just shift things over to the other server. So we had the wraparound as the one spot that was keeping him out for a while, and now it's the Turing with the architect. And, of course, with, you know, Caprice and Ash.
And Stjepan just installed double advance something in that server, so if it's a 3-point agenda, he has won this game.
See, I don't think there were any 3-point agendas in his hand.
I
could be wrong. He could have just drawn it.
Yeah.
He could have just drawn it.
He had the NAPD in hand, but he could have just drawn a 3-pointer. Or he could just be installed double advancing. He could be installed double advancing an NAPD contract just to bait the run. I think he doesn't like the look of Timmy's money supply over here. I think he just wants to make Timmy spend some money, make him lose some money. If indeed that is the NAPD contract,
well,
Timmy
be
has it.
expensive.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay for it.
They have to finish their round, and that's time in the game, obviously.
Oh, I see. Okay, they just called time, so.
So this round's going to finish up, and then we'll just see what happens.
Toll booth. So.
Ooh, all the expensive things in the world.
So he can get through it with David. He can pay through with a mimic. He can David through Turing.
And then he's got to play a little game.
Yeah.
This will be pretty important. This could tie it up.
Which means it could go out on a draw instead of a modified win.
And either way, I mean, if it is a 3-point agenda, it could be a modified win for either one, whoever wins this side game.
It's true. Doesn't have to worry about Ash in the server now. Nope.
Nope, he's not getting in there.
And again, spent all of his David tokens, so he's not going to go back in. No, if they just got called on time, I think that's it.
Well, when the round finishes, right? So he's still got, he could
just got
get incredibly lucky. He has that stim hack.
Yeah, but he doesn't, I don't know.
There he goes.
Oh, stim hack into R&D. Okay,
Yep.
well, he's going to just take his chances.
Yep, if he gets lucky, then.
What's on R&D? Who knows? Could pull a 2-point agenda right off the top of the deck. Could pull a 3-point agenda right off the top of the deck.
3-pointer would win it.
No, it would not, because, oh my goodness.
And he has the money. Whoa.
Oh, okay. And a brain damage, but Stjepan still gets to play his turn because he got called time on his turn. So if that is a 3-point agenda, Stjepan wins this one outright. If it is not a 3-point agenda, he just wins the modified win for this round. Slightly fewer points, but still sends him on his way towards the top. Corps are doing very good this round. I mean, Timmy won pretty well with his NEH deck, and this could be it for Stjepan. as he scored out.
And he's going to, I guess, run on R&D one more time.
Let's see if he finds another one.
And he'll fight through it.
Yeah, sees
And
Jackson.
Jackson
trashes it. Goes back
And
to
then-
Stjepan. Stores Global Food Initiative for the full win.
Wow,
All right.
for the full win right at the very
Congratulations,
last moment
Stjepan.
of the game.
Yep.
Went
Good
to
work,
time.
Stjepan. So that is a corp split. Well,
Corp split and no modified wins.
no, well played, guys. Was where both corps were just doing very well. Both corps were just doing what they do, and the runners just had to keep up.
And it's always nice when your deck just hits exactly what it was designed to do, and it carries you through right to the end.
I mean, I think the only thing that Stjepan was really looking for was to keep those team sponsorships in play, because then he could have really taken advantage of the accelerated beta test that he had scored. But instead, they were just merely 3-2 agendas, and
There's
that
nothing
just
wrong with
gave
that.
them the win.
Nothing
Nope.
wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. So that is the end of round 5 for the Android Netrunner 2015 World Championships. So that will be the end of my coverage on this game.
Well, I believe you had some people you wanted to say some things to.
Yes, before I turn this seat over to Mark Larson, I'd like to give a big mabuhay to my friends in the Philippines. I'd like to say hi to Daniel Kabangay and to their first ever Philippines national champion, Dale Quimpo. I'd also like to say hi to our friends in New Zealand, to Donald Bubbins, and to New Zealand national champion Andrew Brown. Wish you were here, and we'll hope to see you next year.
Oh, we just got a bit of a notification.
Sorry about that.
Apparently,
Looks like it's technically a
technically
timed win.
it was a timed win, so... Oh, no.
Sorry, gentlemen. It was Miss San. It was 7-point agenda. It is a full win.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's what we said.
yeah. Nope. Called on a full win, just as we said the first time. Sorry about that. Again, these a lot of little things to keep track of on these things, but yeah, no. So a good win on Stjepan's part. Well, it did look a little tense there at the end, but I mean, I guess spitting out that NEPD contract had to make him uncomfortable. But no, it was a good win for Stjepan. It was well played by Timmy both times. Well played by Stjepan. Good games overall. So yeah. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching, for listening, and say hi to some friends more. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and I'm going to give up my seat to Mark Larson. Zach, you will continue on to watch round 6 and 7 of this tournament, do you not?
Yep, that's right. We got 2 more rounds of coverage today. We're going to be doing round 6 coming right up, followed by round 7, and then let's see. And then after that, we're going to move on to the Call of Cthulhu Championships.
And that's when I come back in. I come back in to commentate with Jeremy Zwarren. So looking forward to seeing you again. Thanks very much, you guys.